Hi everybody, welcome to all and welcome for this tutorial about Warren Flamel on Pro Tools for the spell. So I will explain it to you how we managed to do it with Gauthier and Quentin because I had a lot of requests on English and both in French on how to do it. I will show you how we did manage to have like realist special effects, and all you have to know is that sound that we used were original sound that we used from our own recording, or that we recreated from wave generator, or we could even use some sound that we recorded from shooting, or even during some of recording session with Gauthier and I, and even Quentin did some recording on his own. So what you have to know is for a stupefix spell, for instance, you generally have with the magic wand, you have the pointing, so what you need from the spell is to initialize, and then the ignition of the spell, then the traveling of a spell, which is traveling through space and air, and comes the explosion on the target. And we need a splash or a boom, and something like a crackling or electrical sound. In fact, we saw that the stupefix from Harry Potter were sounding like a wipe sound, like whoosh, something like this. And so we used wipe sound actually, and you can have some wipe from you can buy any wipe, I guess. And for the explosion, we had some many very good stuff from Quentin on the 13th July. Like he used some crackling firecracker on his own and recorded all that stuff. So we have a lot of firecracker sound, so that we use this as a crackling sound for explosion on the high frequency sound. Also, we have I use a lot of recording that I did on my own, like horse's telephone, like which is very like signal sound, and you can use this as a high frequency sound for very good material for sound design, because we are recycling everything. But of course, in shooting, it's forbidden to have a phone. All phone is in airplane mode, but we can use a lot of stuff actually in sound design. After we have something like papier bulle, bubble wrap. This is bubble wrap, which is giving a lot of crackling sound actually in high frequency also. We will show after this what sound this stuff in with a lot of effects. I also used a lot of bass from Contact that I did, like this. I also use a lot of recorded sound that we did. This is the pure raw rushes that we use. I sampled the Rare Air at Sergi that I pitched 8 times. I also recorded my own computer. When I was at Gauthier's apartment, we used his coffee grinder. We use bubble wrap paper, and I also use this tape recorder, which is very old, and I will show you this sound. Voilà. So this is like a tape recorder that I just press power, and was a lot of interferences. So I use this for crackling sound, and because it's not easy to have a lot of crackling sound, because we cannot have like a big power Tesla stuff, and so we kind of have to to use what we have actually. I also use my voice from some stuff. So this is the stupefix that I put on the library, I guess. This is voila. So we will manage. I will show you actually right now how to do it from the beginning with all the sound that I showed you. But we have no image, so just to show you. So we begin with the wipe. Voila. So at the beginning we have the ignition, then the traveling into the air, and then the explosion on the target. So we have the boom, and then the explosion. So after we got the basic stuff, we will try to add more explosive stuff like firecracker from Quentin, like explosive stuff. Okay, so we can listen it again. Voila. So after this I will begin to add more high frequency sound. This is ultrasound, like super high frequency sound, like I think it was 18 kilohertz with a wave generator, very high pitched sound, very nice to hear in sound design actually, because I love high frequency sound. And this is white noise. So we solo this stuff. Have you hear it? Well, voila. So globally, it gives more high frequency sound and more precise, and it adds more color, like also from scratching sound, like this also. Oh, very light. Bon. Was kind of stuff that I used with guitar ramp, very light actually. Put it louder. Yeah, actually I didn't use it a lot, but it's nice to have those track like open that we can use later, because the goal is not to do only one stepfix, and the goal is to do a lot of stepfix, so we can use this track for many other stuff, other stepfix, to have different stuff. This is also something like explosion. This is more radio. Which is like a wave generator, not done with a wave generator, but done with the tape recorder and the buzzing sound, and we can use it for like crackling and stuff like this, scratching. This is very high frequency sound, and this is nice. This is nice to do like electrical stuff. I didn't know what I used. I guess I will show you. So I guess I used it later. Let's see. Bypass all the effects, and yeah, it was my radio. So very simple. I use this radio. It sounds very bad without the effects, but when I use the effect, we have an EQ, we have a frequency shifter, and we have a limiter. So it allows us to have some high frequency sound that we like for a spell and electrical stuff. That we also want to combine a lot of high frequency layer so that we have more color and more precise, and it's more nice than just having only one high pitched sound. And also when we have more layer, you can patch it and you can stereo it differently. And this one was more like for the ignition on the magic wand. Like I guess I used a tape rec, yeah, it was my tape recorder, and it was a button on my tape recorder. When I pressed play or rec, I guess, yeah, I was on the plugin port, and it produces a lot of noise, and I use this, yeah, to have this in the reverse. You just have to put reverse, so it gives the like the magic wand, like, as we can see. Voila. So then we play with the gain clip, so it's more for having like a magic gesture, for the magic wand, for the ignition. Yeah, for all gesture we can use a lot of reverse like this. And this one was the more for the impulse, the ignition. It was the same, huh? It was the button on the recorder, and there was the stuff that remains in the end, like the decoy or the decay or decall, that we can do both for the spell at the end. I like this one. And this one was interior of the computer. Also gives something in the high end. We mainly hear a lot of the end, but even if we can't hear it well right now, if you add more dB, it's very too loud. And yeah, this one gives a lot of more like high pitched sound, and yeah. This was a piano. Was just to close the piano, like boom, when we close. When we close it, or it can be a pedal, like boom. Was some sub sound. So I only kept the impact. I didn't want to keep the harmonic of the piano, and then I just I kept the high frequency sound at the end with the EQ, so that I can have a boom, like boom of the explosion of the impact. This was more like for the button. It was a button at the beginning. So voila. We can use a lot of stuff. I use an EQ and a pitch. This one was the same? No. Yeah. This one was the ambience of the RER. Yeah, 1 minute or two, and then as I time shift down to like 10 times, so was 2 minutes at the beginning, and right now it's like 2 seconds. I use the time shift, and it was an ambience at the beginning, and I used a reverb, a pitch, and an EQ, which is like light and very nice to hear. Actually, we cannot hear it a lot, but it gives something. This one was very interesting, because with Gauthier we recorded his coffee grinder. So where it is, it's like, okay, it's here. What was the coffee grinder actually?
enregistrement de... Ça s'appelle comment Broyeur à café. Okay. Broyeur de
coffee grinder.
De cacao. Okay, broyeur de cacao, vas-y.
And with this we can use like just before the impact, like it goes like this, like this little sub stuff coupled with a lot of stuff could do the just before the explosion, you know, it arrives like zoom zoom zoom. This is nice stuff. I didn't pan it with stereo, it was very fast, but we can use pan like left to right and right to left, so that we have the speed effect. Voila. And we can also pitch it so that down to up, or up to down, and we can also use template in the coffee grinder sound, like this one I didn't use. This one was a deodorant spray with some guitar amp on it. There's a lot of stuff on it, but the pure deodorant spray was just like this.
Bruitage gaz de Benoît. Non, je déconne, c'est un déo.
It's a deo.
Action.
Okay, voila, very simple. So this, I added an EQ. I added stuff to down sample, to crash. I use this one of Plug and Mix, but we could have used the one from ProTools, from Avid, I guess, DigiDesign, yeah. And what's his name? Ah, yeah, Lo-Fi. No. No, yeah, Lo-Fi, yeah, Lo-Fi. It degrades, it degrades, yeah, it distorts the signal. So bit depth is, you can lower it so that it's a down sample. So it was 24 at the beginning, and then now it's 10 bits, so it sounds like crashy, it sounds like crunchy. And as the same, we down sample it to 3.6 kilohertz, and we mix it a bit with the original signal, and we put it through a guitar amp, and then a little small EQ at the end. Voila. This one was, oh yeah, a little voice that I recorded on my own, and I just was very simple, but I think, well, not very interesting, this one. What's yep. So indeed it was very hard for the ear, so it was like high frequency sound, very interesting, that I use from a recording. Where is it? Okay, well, we'll see what was the raw recording sound. Okay, let me see. Where was it? So I can tell you. I didn't put an announce on it. I think it was a sponge on the table, like I played with a sponge on the table, and it was like on the table, and I used this, use a multi-delay. I use a special high frequency exciter. It was ozone, dual triode, and very, very hard, because in high frequency, I love high frequency. I only kept high frequency sound and very, very hard, and then I put a small limiter because it's very hard. Voila. And this one gives a lot of very crystal sound, precise, and also crackling, like crunchy. But I was lacking of bass, so I use, with the piano, I use some bass. was with like a kick with a low end that is very useful actually. So we saw what was electrical and so on, but to have some more precise stuff, I remarked that the paper wrap gave some very interesting sound in high frequency, up 18 kilohertz. Yeah, we can see a 600 HPF. High pass filter. I also excited a lot of high frequency sound. So we kept a lot of very high pitches sound, and okay, we'll show you. Voilà. So it gives them a lot of thrill, like it gives a lot of like electrical sound, like indeed, because we don't have like a Tesla power generator at disposal. So with this one we can only keep the high frequency sound, like over exciting, and we can have very interesting material. It gives some thrilling, like I don't know how to tell. It gives me as enough sensation as something electrical that I could hear or feel, like it gives me thrilling, like especially the end. So it was used for electrical particle that can be shown on VFX. That very little particle that gives from left to right, like on the image. We can use it. And this one was yeah, was a razor, like yeah, was a recording of a razor sound that was done at school. It was a razor machine, like a shaver. For shaving, like, and it was pitched with a time shift, and I used a lot of effects like EQ, an excitator, especially in high frequency sound. I only kept high frequency sound because of the HPS at 600 Hz. I cut I cut every bass frequency from this, and then I use a tremolo pan, like for the stereo. It's like in the stereo, like left right. So it gives something. We will listen to it. It does this. So after, as the goal is to do only one, is not to do only one. So the goal is to do multiple stupefix. So the goal is to do a lot of stuff like this. So I use some actually the same raw material, but I use a lot of I move this like from left, from right. I put some stuff different so that we have the same raw material, and then the not the same treatment, and maybe some gain clip that has changed and stuff like this. So we can do is like taking a small part, we put it in shuffle, and then we delete it. So we cut all section, and then the spell is going to be more fast, like of course you don't want to use it for when we are mixing a movie, because you are not syncing with the rest of the movie like this, but yeah, so it can give something. I changed a lot of gain clip, and which is very interesting is also to reverse some sound. I can show you the two-step. That sounds very, it's not very different, but I guess it was very brutal. I put some more bass for the second one, and globally it was the same, with the same raw material. So this one was the first one. more badass, I guess, a bit more different, but it's very interesting to succeed to do some different sound when we use the first one. Once you can do like 4 to 5 stuff like this, you bounce it into one wave file and we have something like this. So then we can play with it. So I have two screens, so you cannot show. When I like to show you something, I just have to search on my hard drive. I will just search for it. ProTools One Flamel. Tac. And voila. I guess I'm done. Okay. So, for instance, I just have put some spell that I used to do with like what I showed you. I used to write one of this as a beginning. It's like raw material that I can reuse and also used to do some stupefix sound. I used to do like 20 stupefix, changing everything like a small part every time, and I can use it every time, even though they are not very good. You see, it can be used for the ignition sound, like boom. Voila. So like this, maybe this one will be a bit shorter, but it can use for a small part, and then we put it again. For instance, for the at 3, it's the impact sound, the explosion. So I just put on time some impact sound. Okay, so this one for the impact as well. This one also. So up, bam, voila. Like the French version, I guess. Bum bum, voila. So, okay. Yeah, voila. So we can play with it. The goal is to have some different sound that sound like the same, but very different. Like so. I messed some bass frequency like this. I guess some pepper of wrap at the end to have more crunchy, voila. And then we see with the movie, with the VFX. But globally, the raw material that I used, I think that globally the stuff that I use, everybody can use this. Maybe the crackling sound, the firecracker, you may not have it right now, but you can also use contact for doing a wave generator, wave oscillator, wave synthesis. And when we do sound design, it's better to have like three main stuff in sound design. We have to integrate like mechanical, organical, and program. So mechanical is like object, like tok tok tok, and also like okay. Then organical is like nature, like sheets, and also maybe nature sound that we could have used. And then program is like programmed with computer, so it's like synthesis, wave generator, wave oscillator, like only stuff that you can do on computer or with machine. And for instance, the paper of wrap, actually you can use it for many different steps. For instance, the moment when he heals himself, and when we put the mic very close to the paper wrap, we don't only hear high frequency sound, but we also hear bass frequency sound, and this can be very useful for stuff like crunchy in the air, like for healing potion, healing spell.
Brouillé papier à lui.
Sorry, was not in solo.
Brouillé papier à lui avec des bulles à l'intérieur. Enfin, bref.
So yeah, of course you have to clean it a bit, but this one can be used for the healing part, like when there's a lot of stuff going on the head, it's a bit macabre, and it's just like a bubble wrap sound. We didn't kill everyone. We didn't kill someone, but you can use a simple object for a lot of stuff actually. So I guess we covered the old stuff, maybe. I don't know what else to say. When it comes to bass frequency, actually, for instance, the spell of Trahan punching to hide the house, and this one is more bass frequency sound, and for the high frequency sound we use the knife, and we only use the high frequency sound of the knife to use that like zoop, like a saber, like zoof. And actually, yeah, we use record with Gauthier either on my house or in his house, or also in shooting a lot of sound. And I do shoot a lot, so I rec a lot of stuff, and I never know what I can do because I'm very curious. So I used to rec a lot of sound, and sometimes I succeed to capture a lot of sound. Like for instance, the radio mic that is yeah, this one was the red mic that has completely crashed on a shooting, but I kept this rolling, and actually I can use it like for crashing. So sorry, I'm a bit sick, but the basis for Stupefix is the wipe sound, then the explosion stuff like firecracker, and when it comes to electrical stuff, it's like bubble wrap sound, and it's easy to find. What you can find actually, for instance, the pasta, fruit, like Fruit Ninja, like we can use a lot of stuff like this, like stuff like this, very organical sound. And when we cut it, the bass frequency, and you only keep the high frequency sound, you can keep some we have some savor of the electrical sound also. And then after it's some recording that were very bad actually, but it was like a trying of podcast and something, and I used to wreck it on a hard drive somewhere, but I reused it here. It's very shitty sound, but then it can give something. Yeah, everything is gonna be reused. So voila, if you have some question, don't hesitate to send me an email, and I will reply with pleasure. There is no problem. And finally, globally, yeah, don't miss to put on the master a very good maximizer when we do some design. Actually, for the explosion, for the impact, like bam, so we hear the attack and stuff like that. Bam, you see. You can use basic stuff like an maximizer, but I use Ozone 6. We can use like an exciter. I use a lot of exciter actually. And I like to put some high frequency sound and more stereoized. Sorry. We can also accentuate a lot of transient sound, because it's like high frequency sound, and it can add some very brilliant sound. But globally, I think that's all. Oh, it's like 34 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and if you have more questions, I can even put some sample at disposal. I know that on my SoundCloud I used to record like a dimmer was something like put on the raw power, like AC was a live box power and stuff like And yeah, well, anyway, I can send you raw material if you want, like, because the sound is live. I can give you like raw material that I used to rec on my own, but they are not good, like they are not like the pack of spell that we put on the internet with Quentin and Gauthier, because this pack was with all the FX, and you can use it on their own, and they are good and they are complete, but you have to create it yourself. But this one were those one were raw material, like maybe 1 second, so you have to build from this one. Anyway, this tutorial, I have been very happy to do it, and it has been very long that I should have done this actually, like from 1 month, but I didn't have the best configuration on Pro Tools and sound and stuff like this. Actually, now my voice is recorded by Canon mic, shotgun mic. Anyway, now it's very good. So, Bisha, I'm very happy to do this, and bisous.